Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to show you how to make this beautiful 2-in-1 dress. You can wear it as a kimono jacket or as a dress in itself. The catch is that it has a beautifully sewn in zipper at the front. And you know what, even as a breastfeeding mother, this will be a perfect fit for you. Let's get to it. I have folded my fabric into two. I'll cut the back pattern first and then I'll cut the front pattern. So for the back pattern, what I have folded is about 17 inches. How did I get the 17 inches? You get your shoulder measurement divided by 2. My shoulder measurement is 15 divided by 2, that is 7.5. From your shoulder measurement, you measure the length of your sleeve. I want mine to be about 10 inches, so that gives me 17 inches in total. Looking at this, I have already drawn some lines. This is the shoulder line. From the shoulder to here is the waistline. From the shoulder to here is the hip line, and then from the shoulder to down here is the length. I have 38 inches and then I added 2 inches for M allowance. Another line that you can draw is your bust line. My arm size is 19 divided by 2, so I have 9.5. This is my bust line. On the shoulder line, you're going to measure from the back of your neck to how long you want the sleeve to be. I want 16 inches, so I'll measure 16 here. For the bust, I have 38 inches divided by 4, that is 9.5. 9.5 plus 1.5 inches for ease, that is 11. 11 plus 1 inch for seam allowance, that is 12. So I'll mark 12 here. For the waist, 34 divided by 4, I have 8.5. 8.5 plus 1.5 inches for his, that is 10. 10 plus 1 for seam allowance, that is 11. Now to the hips measurement. My hips measurement is 42. 42 divided by 4, that is 10.5. 10.5 plus 1.5 for ease, that is 12. 12 plus 1 inch for seam allowance, that is 13. So I mark 13 inches here. And then on the hem, whatever I have here, which is 13, I'm going to deduct 1 from it. Then I'll mark 12. So now I can join. For my neckline, I want a neck width of 3.5 inches. For the back, I want a neck depth of 1.5. Okay, and for the front, I want a neck depth of 7 inches. So connect it. So I'll just leave this here. I'll measure 1 inch downward for the shoulder slant. And then join it here. So for the sleeve opening, I'm using 8 inches. Draw a slightly slant line. And then from there, you just curve it into this line. Now that I'm done drafting the back pattern, I'll cut it out. While cutting, I'll cut 0.5 inch above the neckline, 0.5 inch on the shoulder. I'll cut 1 inch here so I can use it to hem the sleeve, but I'll leave this as it is. Remember, we already added the sewing allowance. Okay, so after cutting, ensure to notch the center back. I'll fold my fabric again and I'll use this pattern to cut the front pattern. So guys, I have cut it. Looking at this, I have cut the exact same thing. This is the back pattern and this is the front pattern. Now, before I remove the top pattern, which is the back pattern, I'm going to mark my pocket area. So from the waistline, I'll just mark about 2.5 inches downward. And then I'll notch it. Now I know where my pocket will start. So to the neckline for the front, remember that I already marked here. So I'll mark the same thing here. Then I can remove this. Now what I'm going to do is this. I'll mark 1 inch inward. I'll draw the line. So now I'm going to curve the neckline from the neck width like this into the straight line. You can use a freehand or you use your ruler. Now I'll cut this off. I'm drawing this mark into here so that I can notch it after cutting this line. So this mark here, which is the neck opening that I want, I will notch it. For the pocket, you fold your fabric into 4. Draw a straight line about 8 inches. And then you draw it like your D shape. And then you cut it out. Here's my pocket. So the first thing to do is to attach the pocket. You find where you notched for the pocket and then you place the pocket right side of the pocket facing the right side of the main fabric. Then you sew with a 1 inch seam allowance. Remember the side seam we left was 1 inch. Do the same thing for all the 4 points that we have on the dress. After sewing it down, right side facing right side, you turn it over like this and then you top stitch on the pocket. You do that for the 4 pockets. So guys, I've sewn the pockets for the 4 sides. Now after sewing the pocket, the next thing you're going to do is to sew the main fabric to each other, right side of the front facing the right side of the back. These are the 2 pieces for the front. You sew at the shoulder 0.5 and then you also sew at the sides like this with a 1 inch seam allowance. You do the same thing for here. Now after doing that, if you have an overlocker, you can just finish the raw edges with a serger and then you do all that. You complete the sides. So what we are going to have left is the open part here and then the hem of the clothes, which I'm going to show you how to finish later. So let's do the sewing first. Okay guys, now I have sewn the sides. You see all the sides have been sewn, the sleeve, I've hemmed it and all. Now what you're going to do next is to measure. You measure from the hem of the dress all up like this through to the back neckline and through to the hem again like this. This is 44 up to the center back neckline. So that means I'm going to have 44 times 2, that is 88. That means I will need 88 inches long fabric. So the kind of fabric you're going to cut is this. You cut long pieces of fabric that measures more than what you have measured on the fabric. So I have measured 88 in length, but I will be measuring about maybe 100 inches. Here for the width, I have 3 inches. So I've cut 2 long fabrics, that is 3 inches by 100. So this is it. This is one, and this is another one. So you can see I joined it at the middle because I didn't have enough long piece of fabric to cut out. Now I'm going to find the middle of one of the pieces of the fabric. Then I'll place the midpoint of the other one too on it, right side facing, like this. So after matching the midpoint, measure from the back neckline where I asked you to notch, remember, like this, up to where you notched. Remember, while we were drafting, we measured the front neck depth and then we notched it. But now I'm measuring from the center back neckline, this way, up to here. I have about 14 inches. So now, from the center of my fabric, I will measure 14.5 inches down. And then here as well, from the center, I'll measure 14.5 inches down. Now I am going to sew with a 0.25 inch seam allowance up to here. So guys, I have sewn it. Now this is the zipper that I want to use. The zipper is not as long as the length of the dress because I also want it to have a slit, a little bit of slit at the bottom. First, let me measure the length of the zipper. From here, the stopper, the top stopper of the zipper, I have 25.5 inches. So now, from where I stopped the 14.5 inch sewing, I can measure down 25.5 inches. So this is going to be the length of the zipper. On the other side as well, I'll measure 25.5 inches. I'll open up the zipper. So you fold the fabric into two like this. This is like the collar for the dress. And then you place your zipper this way. Then you can open up the zipper. I'm using an open and close zipper. Now that I've opened it like this, I'll place this one inside like this. And this one, place it inside like this. You see, it was like this. Turn it inside like this. So after doing this, you can turn it to the right side and then you fix it up. Ensure the stopper is as close to the end of the first stitch that you made, the initial stitch. Okay, the other one as well, I'll do it the same way. Okay, then you sandwich the zipper into the fabric, and then you sew straight down. Sew straight down up until the end of the fabric. This one as well. Ensure that the bottom stopper does not exceed where we marked. Sandwiching it in between both fabrics. Alright guys, so this is what I have achieved. This is what it looks like on the inside. So after sewing it, I pressed it, the seam open, and then I ironed the whole thing. I pressed it all round, all over the seam area. After doing that, I folded it again this way, and then I pressed it, right? And then after that, close the zipper. I closed the zipper and then I pressed it again. So you have to take your time to press it, because this collar is like the center of attraction for the dress. I gave it like a collar-like shape here. So this is what I have now. Back to the fabric. Now to sew. Remember the length of the zipper that we marked was 25.5 inches. So from here, the notch that we made for the neck opening, I'll mark 25.5 inches downward. I'll also mark it on the other side, 25.5. So now that I've marked it there, I can open up the zipper like this, and then I'll place the wrong side against the back. So it is this to this. Pin it all around, and then you sew all around with a 0.5 inch seam allowance. Here as well, I'll do the same thing. You pin it to the right side of the main fabric. And then you sew straight down. So guys, this is it. I am done sewing. This is what it looks like on the inside. What I'll do is to overlock the raw edge, the neckline, and everywhere. So when you zip it, this is what you get. You see this part? It aligns well. The neck part aligns. Here also aligns. So on the wrong side and on the right side of the zipper, this is what you have. Now what I'll do next is to cut off the excess that I have. After cutting off the excess, you hem the bottom, fold it in, and you hem all around. After hemming, this is what I'll have. That means I'll have a slit of about 3 inches, like I was telling you earlier. This is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Please ask any questions you want to ask and I'll attend to it. See you next time. Bye.